Yeah, hello everyone, and welcome back to Godsaw's Turnbuckle. And it is that time once again. We will be doing predictions over here on the channel. We will be going with WrestleMania Night 1 for this prediction. Now, we are going to go ahead and split up Day 1 and Day 2 into their own separate videos, mainly because I didn't want to have it a very extendedly long video to do all the predictions at once. So I did decide to go ahead and split it between Night 1 and Night 2. We will be starting with the matches for Night 1 on this one. We do have 7 matches so far on the card. I don't think they'll be adding anything additional to Night 1 on this one. So we'll go ahead and get started with everything. So the first match we're going to go ahead and talk about will be Jade Cargill going up against Naomi. Jade just coming back from being taken out in November, came back at Elimination Chamber, and immediately went after Naomi. Naomi did basically confess to attacking Jade. And pretty much for the most part here, it feels like it does feel like Naomi's had a bit of the upper hand. She did cost the match, Jade a match against Liv Morgan, and honestly has been doing some great heel work here. Now, this does make this a little bit difficult to pick, though. I do feel like Jade Cargill is going to pick up the victory in this one, and that's going to be my prediction, though it does, lead to everything like, hey, Naomi's doing some really good work as a heel. Maybe they do put her over in this match and have her go after a title at some point. But I feel like more than likely they're going to go with Jade, so that's going to be my pick here. And up next for the World Tag Team Championships, we have the War Raiders going up against the New Day. It seems like they finally are, picking up some steam with the New Day since their heel turn in December. They have kind of been... I wouldn't say cooled off, but they haven't done too much since they turned heel during the reunion with Big E and everything in that sense. And they are finally going after the tag team titles. It's been about 3 months since that's happened, about 3 or 4 months at this point in time, and they're finally getting their first shot at those tag team titles. And they are playing up a good chunk of the New Day going after the necks of the War Raiders because they both had neck injuries and were out for a period of time. And of course, you have the whole aspect with Big E as well. I don't know if this is going to lead to like a Big E return in some way, shape, or form, and getting involved in this match. And I don't mean like he'll go out there and get involved physically because I don't think he's ever really going to be cleared. Which if that's the case, that's the case. Hopefully he's healthy with this. But I could see them having him get involved in some way, shape, or form. Though, if it's not going to lead to any type of match or anything, they might not go that route. So, honestly, I'm going to go with the New Day. They do need to solidify this heel turn a little bit more by having them get those tag team titles. So, I'm going to go with the New Day to pick up the victory and take those tag team titles away from the War Raiders. And up next, we have Rey Mysterio going up against El Grande Americano. Now, this is going to be interesting to see where they're going to go with this one. Is this going to be a case where they are going to, finally show who El Grande Americano is? Is he going to get unmasked? Or is this something where they're going to continue a feud for a while with Rey Mysterio? Honestly, Chad Gable, American Made, and everything to go along with this has been had pretty much the upper hand, and they had the whole aspect of the loaded mask as well, being played up into the lead into this match. Honestly, I with the factors that Rey Mysterio's been on the wrong end of all the attacks so far, leads me to believe it's going to be Rey Mysterio picking up the victory on this one. So I am going to go with Rey Mysterio. It's just going to be a matter of whether or not we're going to get an unmasking in this match, which I don't know if that's going to be the case. But otherwise, I still do feel like Rey Mysterio picks up the victory here. And up next, it will be for the United States Championship. It will be LA Knight going up against Jacob Fatu. And there's multiple ways where they could go with this match. They could have Solo Sikoa cost Jacob Fatu in this match and have LA Knight win. I don't necessarily think that's going to be the case for this one, though. it's one of those things where, yeah, Jacob Fatu's kind of been having the upper hand the entire time, so it would make sense for maybe LA Knight to pick up the victory in this particular case. But I do feel like they have a different like type of story for Jacob Fatu down the line. I do see that involving the United States Championship, because they have been setting up this whole split for him and Solo Sikoa for a decent amount of time at this point. Whether or not it happens at WrestleMania will be, you know, up in the air for that. But for this, I'm going to go with Jacob Fatu to pick up the United States Championship and pick up the victory in this one. And up next, we have the WWE Women's Championship match. We have Tiffany Stratton going up against Charlotte Flair. And this is kind of an intriguing match just based upon how they've been setting up the feud and how their promos have gone and kind of gone off the rails. So it does kind of lead to an intriguing match to where to watch, because both of them are able to put on a really good match. But is it going to be one of those matches where it just goes off the rails? So there's the intriguing part there. So it's like you're intrigued of whether or not it's going to be a good match, or does it just go off the rails? My personal thought is that it's just going to be a good match. In this one, this one is probably the hardest call of night one, I think, because you have the whole aspect of, Charlotte Flair, and she probably just wins. But they could try to put Tiffany Stratton over more by having her pick up the victory on this. In purposes of everything, they are having both Rumble winners on the first night. I do feel like one of the Rumble winners loses their match. And, well, guess what? That probably spoils another one down the line here, but the storyline is kind of self-explanatory. So in this case, I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton. And up next, it will be for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be Gunther going up against Jey Uso. And let's be honest, the way the story's gone probably the last 3 weeks, it's definitely picked up. Because ever since Jey had, announced that he was going to go after Gunther, the story between the two of them really didn't go anywhere until they interjected Jimmy Uso into it. And then you had that brutal beatdown of Jimmy Uso to kind of get everything rolling into Mania, giving Jey more of an emphasis of going after Gunther and everything that go along with that. As I mentioned before, I feel like only one of the Rumble winners is probably going to lose their match. I did take Tiffany Stratton to have the WWE Women's Championship won and keeping the title. In the way the story has definitely gone, especially the last 3 weeks, it just kind of is in the writing that you would probably have Jey Uso pick up the victory in this one. And that's who my prediction is going to be. I'm going to go with Jey Uso to pick up the victory here. The celebration and everything to go along with that afterwards is probably going to be massive. Because, let's be completely honest, Jey Uso is massively over. And, yeah, he's going to be my pick for this one in getting that World Heavyweight Championship. And up next, it will be the main event for night one. It is going to be CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins in a triple threat match. No title on the line, though. It is up in the air where Paul Heyman's going to be. He's technically going to be in CM Punk's corner for this match based upon the favor. But is he still going to be Roman Reigns' wise man? Is he still going to be that? Or is he going to join up with Seth Rollins? Because they've been kind of teasing that a little bit here as well. Now, with everything that happened on Monday Night Raw, Rollins was the one who went over both Reigns and Punk. I do feel like that's going to be an indication who's going to be picking up the victory here, because I don't feel like Roman Reigns is going to be picking up the victory in this one. I could see Seth Rollins winning this particular match, and maybe he is aligning with Paul Heyman, and maybe we're going to get a heel Seth Rollins at that point with Paul Heyman. But honestly, I feel like they are going to be leading to something down the road for the WWE Championship with CM Punk. It may even be an aspect as soon as as soon as Money in the Bank for that one. So it will be one of those things to see where they're going to end out going. My prediction for this one is going to be CM Punk. I do see him picking up the victory here, and it's going to probably set him up to go after the WWE Championship after WrestleMania. Just where I feel like it's going to be going with everything. So that is everything for WrestleMania 41 Night 1. And yeah, it's gonna be an interesting. It's probably gonna be an interesting night for that show. I feel like it could be a pretty good show with everything, though we'll see how everything ends out playing out and how the matches end up playing out and everything. And also with that being said, that's like I said, I'm going to be kind of ending this video here. If you did want to leave your own predictions, feel free to leave them down in the comments if you so wish. Also, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and with that being said, I hope you all take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great rest of your day.